F1 News: Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen and Vettel will all be affected by these major changes. How are the cars different in 2018? The biggest change to the appearance of the cars is the introduction of the halo after the controversial cockpit protection device became mandatory for 2018. The halo, which Hamilton once described as the worst-looking modification in F1 history, is in place to protect the drivers from flying debris and comes to fruition following years of research. The three-pronged device is made out of titanium and weighs 7 kilograms. Remarkably, it can withstand 12 tons of pressure, which is the equivalent of a double-decker bus, and crucially, the driver's visibility is not affected. Aesthetically, the halo is not pleasing on the eye, and it could be argued that it goes against the very principles of F1 being an open cockpit series. Yet by the end of 8 days of testing in Barcelona, it was no longer a talking point, and whether it is liked or not by the sports fans, it is here to stay. What are the other changes I need to know about? The ugly T-wings and shark fins have been banned for 2018, while drivers will be allowed 3 engines for the year, rather than 4. Meanwhile, F1's overly complicated tire system has become even harder to follow following the introduction of 2 new dry runner compounds, the SuperHard, and the Hypersoft. There will be a record equaling 21 Grands Prix in 2018 with the return of the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard and the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. There will be no Malaysian Grand Prix for the first time in 2 decades. European races will also start 1 hour later, in the hope of drawing in a bigger audience, while the lights will now go out at 10 past, instead of on the hour, to appease some television broadcasters. Oh, and grid girls are no longer. They will be replaced by grid kids. Is the smart money on Hamilton to win another title? The bookmakers are in agreement that is the favorite to join only Juan Manuel Fangio and Michael Schumacher as the third driver to win the Formula One title more than 4 times. Hamilton also stated ominously that this year's Mercedes is an improvement on the one which fired him to a 4th title with 2 rounds to spare. Question marks had been raised over Hamilton's mental state after a curious social media purge following comments he made about his nephew wearing a dress in an Instagram post at Christmas. But the 33-year-old was quick to bat away any negativity at Mercedes' car launch at Silverstone and hailed the longest break of my career as putting him in the right frame of mind to execute a 4th title triumph in 5 years. Who can take the challenge to Hamilton? Vettel was Hamilton's closest competitor last term, and but for a collapse in the second half of the season, he probably should have taken the Briton to the wire. Vettel and his Ferrari team will have learned lessons from their failures. Red Bull have not challenged for the championship since Vettel triumphed back in 2013. But Mercedes expect the team from Milton Keynes to make it a 3-way fight, and in Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo they possess arguably the best driver lineup on the grid. Hamilton's teammate Valtteri Bottas will also be looking to provide a sterner fight this season after a so-so opening year at Mercedes.